Hey, hey, what's poppin'? It's the pop star pretty boy debonair Kurt Blair, and we are here on the Three Count Podcast.
Welcome everybody to another great edition of the Three Count Podcast presents Now Wintering, and I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, the man that leads you up that mountain called wrestling. And with this being season 6 and our 400 something episode, I would just hope you say it with me. I am your Sherpa, because like your tribal chief, acknowledge me. But like every good Sherpa, you gotta have someone who's been there, done that, and can do it more efficiently than you can. That's why it's never about me. It's about who's entering the ring. So who's entering the ring? You can find this man at RMPW. You can find this man at SWA Voltage. You can find this man at WWU ATCW. Roll out the red carpet for the entertainer of entertainers, the man who shines when the lights are out. He is the debonair Kurt Blair. Yo, so what's up, man? It's good to have you on the show finally. It's been a while. I mean, we met last year, and then we kind of got to know each other, got to talking and stuff like that. We have a lot of common friends, obviously, and we both trained at Riot Maker. So, I was excited to get you here on the show, man. Be able to chat it up with you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here, man.
You know what's crazy is that during like the second season of this show, right, we had Jeremy Grimes on the show. He used to be a regular like on the podcast, and then when he retired, I was kind of like I was kind of upset, and then obviously he got out the game for a while, so we'll just call it that. But he mentioned you like all the time, like we talked like behind the scenes, and you know when we were at training and stuff like that, he used to talk about his tag team and Studio 22 and like him and Andino and you and how everybody used to run, and then like you left, and then he ended up leaving, and I was like, damn dude, I'm never gonna beat Kurt. And then I remember Sickened randomly told me, he was like, yo, Kurt Blair's coming back. I was like, oh shit, okay, well, let's chat it up. I can't wait so I can pick the brain of this dude. So I was mad excited to hear that you were coming back to it.
Man, I was excited to come back. It was weird. It was like this like weird 5-year period of just like I don't want to do this, but I'm constantly having people hit me up like, "Yo, you should go back to wrestling. You should continue doing it." And I just didn't think I was any good, and didn't know like it really did me any good to come back and do it. But
and then you found out everybody wanted you to come back anyway. So
yeah,
no, man. But the thing is that I was trying to figure out, like, and it was from like just talking with Jeremy Nandino, like, who is Kurt Blair?
man, that's a real question. That's a big question. Oh my god. And I'm just a chill guy. No, I'm a musician. I'm an entertainer at heart. It's always been like since I was like 6 years old. I've been playing music. I've been singing. I've been playing the drums, playing guitar, all that. I was never really an athlete either. That's the weird part. Is like I played baseball, but that was it. But one day I just watched wrestling and I was like, hold up, I could probably do that. Which is, in hindsight, is a wild statement, a wild thought to have. But yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, I just like to do stuff that entertains other people. I like making other people feel good.
No, that's cool, because I know I've heard a lot of stuff that you've done. Because did you do the theme song for Studio 22?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's how I was like, yo. It was funny because I remember one time we had Andino surprise Jeremy, and I think it was like Jeremy's birthday, and I played the song. Like I have this, I think I have the song in my Google Drive, and I played it like as I was playing him on the show. So I think about a lot, but yeah, I've heard like a few of your tracks. I remember like reading like or like seeing a bunch of like pictures and stuff like that with you all together, and so it was just interesting whenever you decided to come back, and like to hear that you're still musically like you're still doing things with music and stuff like that. It's cool to see that you're trying to continue to build up your career there too.
Yeah, it's a little difficult nowadays, mainly because like I live in an apartment and I work weird like late shifts, so I get home from work and I can't work on music because I can't be loud. And
Yeah.
then on the weekends, I'm at wrestling shows or I'm at training. So it's like I gotta get it where I can, like little tiny, like maybe like 2 hours I can work on music. I might get a beat made, and that's about it. But
No, because you did, and you did. It's your song, and didn't you do somebody else's just recently too?
yeah, I did Sicken's theme.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm
That's
working on one for Kid Mike too.
okay. Damn, he's just like doing everybody's theme songs.
Oh yeah, they pay me. So.
So obviously, if you're looking for a theme song or someone to do a theme song for you, you got him right here. Current player, that'd be the guy for you. Uh, damn, my camera's froze again. Hold on one second. Okay,
All right.
so gone. Like you were here, then you were gone for 5 years. You came back, but I want to know, like, what was the moment that got you into pro wrestling, and then what was the moment that brought you back into pro wrestling?
So the moment that got me into wrestling, because I got into it super late, as like a teenager and a kid. First of all, I was so sheltered. I wasn't allowed to watch it. Like I couldn't watch wrestling. They were beating each other up. So um, I was like 19, and I was watching. I was over at my friend's house, and we did something that I'm not going to mention. And then we watched wrestling, and I saw Daniel Bryan put Kane through a flaming table at Extreme Rules, and I was like, hold up, that was cool. That's a little dude. I'm a little dude. So that was the moment that I was like, hold up, no, this is cool. This is really cool. Because before that, I'll admit it, my mindset was like, yo, this is just a bunch of like half naked dudes like throwing each other around, slapping each other, like. But now I don't think that way.
Yeah,
And the moment that brought me back, that's kind of deep. So like, um, for the 5 years I was gone, part of the reason I left is because I was very happy with my life and where everything was, and I was seeing this girl. Her name was Courtney, and while I was gone, we got engaged, and she ended up coming up. She ended up coming down with brain cancer, and so for 2 years, she fought that. And the last like 3 months of her life, one of the things she brought up to me, she was like, I'd really like to see you wrestle again, because she was a huge supporter when I first started doing it. And I was
yeah,
like, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's something I want to do. Like my body hurts still. It's been 5 years and my body still hurts. Like that's something's not right. But when she passed away, I just started getting the itch to come back. And then I watched WrestleMania, and I was like, yeah, I want to wrestle. So I went up to Nick's, and it just happened. I just went up there to chill, and of course I ended up getting in the ring. That's how it works.
yo, yo, but that's crazy because like I know like for me, I got into pro wrestling because one of my friends, um, he was like, it's funny because my boy Joseph and I like we were real tight, but we always did like the opposite of everything from each other. Like I finished high school, but he had dropped out. Like he wanted to join the military, but I did. Then he wanted to be a rapper, and so did I. So we both kind of tried that out. And then
I love to hear that.
yo, no, it's garbage. His is great. Me, on the other hand, I'm horrible. But what was funny was that he always wanted to get into pro wrestling. He never had that ability. And then when he passed away, I just made it a mission. I was like, all right, man. Well, for the next 10 years, I'm just gonna ride this out and just see how far I could take it. And yeah, so I mean, you got the itch because she obviously wanted to see you. Then WrestleMania got you all moved into motion. And you're like, yeah, I gotta go back and do this. I feel like for me too, it's like an unfinished mission that you have to accomplish like in the game. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's where I'm at. So I'm like, yeah. So like all of that, like all of me doing like the wrestling podcast, I've always been a wrestling fan. That was just something I found myself into. As far as like going into wrestling though, yeah, if it wasn't for my boy Joseph, like I would never thought about it. I would have been like, yeah, it would have always been nice, but but now here we are.
Well, we kind of got similar stories then.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, talk to me about it, man. I want to hear something that kind of funny, and I want to know about either before or even during. What's the worst bump you've taken?
Uh, oh yeah. All right. So it was my idea too. That's the crazy part. It's usually your own idea.
It
So
is.
I was working at. You ever heard of Outbreak Pro Wrestling?
Yes.
I think they finished up as you were coming into the business in 2020. They they had me start to, it was a crazy story that happened too. Like I ended up doing this whole segment where I was trying to build a team for me and Jeremy wasn't there, so I'm just there doing what I called the casting call, and I just looking at people in a ring and like seeing just reaming them out, calling them terrible names, and eventually I build my team and I'm going against Riot City. So we ended up in this like 4-on-4 tornado tag match, and I had told Matt Wild on the way to the show, I was like, you know what, I kind of want to take a suplex on the floor, and we're working on the fly outside the ring, and he goes, hey, you wanted this, suplex me on the floor, and I land all over back on a concrete floor. I could not walk after this match. I finished the match and I took the finish, but I could not go up the. I left things in the locker room, which was upstairs, that I did not go get because I couldn't walk up the stairs.
No. couldn't pay me. Couldn't pay me.
Never again.
Can't call it nothing. Like if I was like, yo, man, if there's hardwood floors, man, I'll take a suplex. No, I don't. Like, just no, I was just kidding. Like, I'm not meaning it. I'm not doing it. No. Like, I will sandbag the whole way. I just can't. Like, to me, like, I also just because I'm a lot older. Like, maybe if I was a decade younger, decade and a half younger, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. Because in that weird mindset, in like your 20s, you're like, yeah, I'm invincible to everything. But once you like hit that older part of your age, you're like, yeah, no, that's just not a great idea. Like, I'm just not good with this.
No, yeah, I was 25 then. I'm 30 now. There's no way I'd call something like that now. Absolutely not.
Well, I've had people on the podcast, man, who like they called like a power bomb on concrete, and I'm like, why? And again, age is a thing. So it's like,
yeah, power bomb's already a horrible bump, honestly, in my opinion. It hurts. Like,
yeah. You're like, yeah, go ahead. It's on the mat. It's just rough, and then they're like, yo, just go ahead and just like hit me with a power bomb on the concrete, bro. Like, why? What made you want to do this? But I just think about like suplexes and all that, dude. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good right where I'm at. That's save yourself. We'll figure something else out. Like, it's weird because like I remember my worst one was I was at Sickens, right? And we were training. It was February, and it was like in my first month of training, and he'll tell you the story too. So I was like, yo, I want to try something. He's like, what do you want to try? I was like, I want to do like Akira Tozawa's like giant senton, and he was like, okay, go ahead, do it. So like I had the crash pads on the ring ropes just in case like I fucked it up, and I don't know why. But as soon as I jump, I hit, and the whole ring is cold. So like there's no give. Man, just I laid on the ground, and Nick was like, did we learn something? I was like, yeah, we learned a lot. I was like, never again will I do this move. It hurts so bad. And then like it was fun. Well, because you saw me at SWA, like I was in the ring with all the kids, and I was like, yeah, nah, you're gonna learn how to take these dojo bumps and these choke slam bumps. And you're just like watching me just like drop.
Yeah.
From
You're getting a lot of height.
Everybody's like, why? I was like, I don't know. Like, save your bump card. I was like, bruh, this is just my favorite bump to throw. I don't know why. Oh man. No, but it's rough, man. And I don't know what it is that makes people like want to do like wild ass bumps though. It just continues to blow my mind.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like people flipping off the top of the cage and stuff like that. That always blows my mind because it's just like, bro, like if they don't catch you, that happened. What was it? TNA. The dude flipped and like all he did was hit somebody's arm. That was it.
Yeah, Leon. Oh, Leon. Poor Leon. Yeah, poor Leon. Like, and also I feel bad for those guys too because like AJ Francis like caught Leon, and everybody else was just kind of there, but yeah, my man smoked that ground so hard. And I heard that he had said on the bottom, he's like, well, I'm a Hardy boy now. And like, everybody was, yeah, sure, bro. That's
sure, man.
a 15-foot truss that you just fell off of. But yeah, okay. That's the most important thing is that you're a Hardy Boy now.
Hardy Boy
Like, no.
now.
I was like, no, bro, never me. And it was funny. So like, well, even last night. So we'll talk about in Massachusetts, my boy DC made his return, and he was on top of a steel cage, and he did a swanton off of it, and everybody caught him, you know. But the idea was, I was like, man, no, like I just couldn't, like me in my mind, I couldn't just be like, you know what, fuck it, let's go, just jump.
No, yeah, I'd
No,
get up there and I'd probably freeze. I'm so
yeah,
afraid of heights.
I was like, I
I
couldn't
just
do
get up
it.
there like,
Bro, I hate jumping on the top rope, and I'm just like, I
mhm.
can't imagine, like, yeah, let me climb up like another 10 feet and just fuck it, it's just jump.
Absolutely not.
Nah, uh, what's one of the hardest lessons you've had to learn being in the business?
To shut up and listen, man. That's it's difficult. It's difficult for a lot of people, man, because like you're so used to speaking your mind, when you're just in your daily life, like you're so used to just somebody said something to me that I didn't like, I'm gonna let them know that I didn't like that. But you gotta just and me, I'm bipolar, so like when I was in the business before, when I was first training, I was hot headed as shit, and it would just show all the time. But I noticed the more I shut up and I just listen and take in what they're saying, or if it's absolute bullshit, just act like I'm taking in what they're saying. It serves me a lot better to do that than to clap back with something that's absolutely not necessary.
Yeah, I hear that. That was a thing that like probably that's one of like my favorite things that Nick like instilled like in all the students like rather quickly was that listen like you
Mhm.
have two ears, two eyes, and one mouth, and so you know your ears and your eyes should stay open and your mouth should stay closed. Like pay attention to everything that's going around. And it was such a good thing to hear because like if I didn't think about it, like I would probably be like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. No, that doesn't work. No, why don't we do this? No, why don't we do that? Try this, try that, blah blah blah. And instead, like just to kind of shut up and listen and then interpret everything and try to go
Mhm.
about it and try to figure it out. Like it's crazy because like the things that you will pass up, like I don't know, I hear like a great lot of advice that comes to me, and it's funny because like some of it will pertain to me and some of it won't. So I try to retain like all of that stuff that gets thrown at me, and just in case like somebody else, because I may not be able to use that information, but somebody that I might run into may be able to use that same information. And
Mhm.
so I'm always trying to like pay attention and take notes because I'm like, what can we do to make this better? What can we do that, do this? And I just think about it all the time. So I'm just like, all right, man, let's figure it out. And but yeah, I think whenever you decide to talk too much, man, it's not a good look. And I've heard a lot of other wrestlers talk about their experiences about just
Mhm.
popping off at the mouth. Yo, so let me take you to my favorite part of the 3 Count Podcast, which is the 3 Count Podcast 10 count questions, right? So I'm gonna
Mhm.
fire off 10 questions at you rapid fast, and whatever your answer is, that is your answer. So we're gonna put the imaginary timer for ad pressure.
All right, I don't have time to like think about it. You just
Nah, bruh, no
got
time.
you. All
Yeah, we're gonna
right.
put on the imaginary timer. Bing. And in my favorite commentator's words, Mike Goldberg. Here we go. SmackDown or Raw.
Raw.
Favorite movie.
Pulp Fiction.
It's a great pick.
But
Marvel or DC?
DC.
Favorite cartoon?
Danny Phantom.
That's a great choice. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Favorite TV show?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Bro, I was just thinking about the Backstreet Boys earlier
Oh
today.
yeah, that scene is
Just
great.
with the Backstreet Boys.
Mhm.
Waffles or pancakes? Hmm. Waffles or pancakes?
Oh, my answer. Did it come through? Waffles.
Okay, yeah, I did. Favorite podcast?
I don't really watch podcasts. I'm gonna say this one.
Yeah, because this is the best one.
It is a good
Even though this
podcast.
episode you guys don't know, it's been cutting in and out because my camera's been frozen. Or maybe I'll just leave it in. I don't know. We'll just see how it works out. People will be like, "Yo, what happened?" Like, yo, technical difficulties. That's what. Nominate one person that you want to see on this podcast.
Oh my god, I don't know people. Suddenly I forgot all the people I know. You know, I'd like to see Matt Wild. He's a good talker.
Yeah, Matt Wild will definitely. I definitely know that I got to get him on the podcast. He's definitely one that I have not had on yet. And it's funny. I'll share this story here, and I'll probably share it too when I get him on the podcast. But the first time that Matt Wild and I met, I was afraid of bumping on contact. I don't know why. But he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna hit you really, really hard, right?" So he like throws me off the ropes. I come back. He yells really loud, and I don't know what happened. I just crunched up, and he was just gonna hit me with a finger poke.
Oh, he's gonna hit you.
Bro, it was so like, God. And I looked at myself, I was like, God damn, bro. Like, I suck at this. I can't wait. I'm gonna probably end up sharing that story too when I talk to him, and he'll remember it too because he's fucking hilarious. All right, last question I love asking to every single person who comes on this podcast. Favorite curse word?
Favorite curse word? Ooh. I say fuck a lot.
It's
filler for me at this point.
Yeah, I put it in words just so I don't even care anymore, bro. I'll be like, yo, this is abso-fucking-lutely. All right, man. Well, those are all my questions I have for you, man. And I just need you to let our listeners and our viewers know where they can find you.
All right. So for my wrestling, I'm on Instagram as Debonair. I believe it's. I don't know what my Instagram is. Not gonna lie. Well, I'm on YouTube as Debonair Kurt Blair. For the music, Blair BL4RE. That's the same on Instagram. I'm Debonair Kurt B on Instagram. But you can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere, SoundCloud, all that stuff. YouTube, anywhere you want to look for that.
Bad. Well, he told you where his handles are. He even gave you where his music is at. So go check it out. Give it a follow. Give it the likes. Give it the comments. Share it with your friends because, you know, that's important. But like every great part of a wrestling match, we got to take this home. Because this is the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Into Ring. And now I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, the man that leads you up that mountain called wrestling. And like I said, like every good Sherpa, you got to have someone who's been there, done that, and can do it more efficiently. You can't. That's why it's never about me. It's about the man who's entering. And you see him right there, Kurt Blair. And you guys know what that means. Tune in to the next episode and be there, or you're legitimately follow us on all of our social media platforms. You're subscribed to our YouTube channel. You're checking us out on Spotify. You're following us on Spotify. You're even leaving comments on Spotify. You're even leaving those 5-star frog splash reviews off the Empire State Building onto your Apple or Android device. Because, yeah, Apple's not the only one that gets that. You're checking us on Amazon Music. You're even listening to us on that dumb app with the stupid jingle that goes, iHeartRadio or whatever it is. You're buying our merch on foryourwear.com. You're buying our merch on prowrestlingtees.com. You're doing all that stuff, and you're also telling your mom about us, your dad about us, your grandma about us, your grandfather about us, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your best friends, and your enemies, because we love haters too. You're doing all that stuff, but really you're just kind of waiting for this episode to end. You're waiting for the outro, and then you're choosing another episode to listen to. Kawaii. What's up? It is your friendly neighborhood Red Dog, and thank you for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. Whether that was Chaz and Friends, Red Dog Friends, Damien Friends, The Film Styles, Now Into the Ring, Now Entering 201, or Now Returning to the Ring, you know, all those great episodes, you should really be liking, commenting, and even sharing this with your friends, family, whoever it may be. But what you all should be doing is checking us out on all of our social media platforms at 3 Count Pod. Whether that's on IG, Twitch, you know, you can check us out on Threads, whatever it may be. And if you go check us out on X, it is 3count_pod. Check us out on YouTube, as well as Facebook, on Rumble, on Apple Music, on Spotify. All those fun things. You know, tell your mom about us, your dad about us, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, and your best friends and your enemies, because we love haters too. Do all that stuff. And then, you know, last but not least, buy our merch on foryourwear.com or prowrestlingtees.com. Kawaii.